Now, here's the MLBbro TV show, the best from MLBbro.com with Rob Parker. Let's go.
Welcome to the weekend. There were so many great stories on MLBbro.com this past week. In case you missed some, we'll take a look back. Let's start here. J.R. Gamble caught up with former Major League manager Jerry Manuel at the Hank Aaron Invitational in Florida.
How did you work through last year with COVID and, the expectations you had that you weren't able to fulfill? And going forward this year, what is the end goal for this fourth year?
Well, this fourth year, just like every year, is to get better. Because we're trying to do everything with a spirit of excellence. And at the same time, we're also tackling social issues and things like that some of the young men never get a chance to express themselves. So the biggest thing is to not only improve the young man as a baseball player, but improve him as a man and let him know his purpose in life and that he's worthy. He's worthy. He's worthy to play this game. He's and we need him in the game. Period, point blank. We need him in the game because once we culturally get back in the game, which was a pillar of our community, then we're where we're supposed to be. And now the game is better. It's not. It's not just to get in the game, but it's to get in the game to make it better. Use all ethnicities to make this thing move, and we're missing one group right now. And that's what we're trying to help. So this young group here is really like foundational.
On Debatable with Mark Gray, Manny Brown joins the conversation about Kumar Rocker. Will he be in the Mets rotation next season?
How long do you think it takes for him to get to the show?
I think this season would be a little bit of a rush just because you don't know what that indoctrination period is from obviously getting drafted, going through the whole pre-draft selection process, and then, okay, go help the Mets win a division. That might be a little too premature, but I don't think it's premature to think, next season, maybe in July, August, the Mets have a need in the rotation. Maybe calling up a Kumar Rocker if he's ready. Of course, all this is predicated on if the guy's ready mentally and physically. I know we can sit here and we can pontificate that SEC baseball is akin to, high AA or whatever. But at the end of the day, until you got a guy out there pitching professionally against professional hitters, I don't care where you at, Timbuktu, America, somewhere, those are still professionals out there. And until we get that guy out there and he's throwing to live batters in the professional league, we'll know. But if he stays healthy and he's ready mentally, physically, I don't think it's out of the question to think that this guy can come up next season and be a factor. Maybe not. I'm not saying, second starter in the rotation behind DeGrom, but at the very least be a guy that comes up in the second half of the season and is a factor. J.R.
Gamble caught up with former Major League pitcher Marvin Freeman at the Hank Aaron Invitational down in Florida.
Marv, it's like your third or fourth year out here. And why do you keep coming back? And what does it mean to you to see these kids out here?
Well, I always wish that when I was their age that I had someone that can give me some insight and information on where I wanted to be, which was a Major League Baseball player. Didn't have that. I still kind of maneuvered and made it through on my own. Hit some obstacles and hurdles that I could have avoided if I'd have had that information. So I'm just here to give these guys that information early and see if they can use it to their advantage. And if they can't, then, well, at least I can say I gave it to them.
One more question. Can you say that from observing and being here and being a part of the development the last 3 years that the Hank Aaron Invitational is very important for the development of these young kids?
Oh, absolutely, because in today's baseball, there's a lot more games played than practices. There's a lot more emphasis placed on performance and not development. And then when these guys get a chance to kind of see exactly what development entails and how much work goes into it, it's only going to enhance their play on the field.
This week's homeboy was Los Angeles Dodger right fielder Mookie Betts, and he was swinging a hot bat. In Mookie's last 4 games, he's been on fire with 12 hits in his last 16 at-bats, batting .750 during that stretch. Mookie has been mad productive during his hot streak. He's scored 12 runs, has 3 home runs, and 7 RBI. The Dodgers won all 4 of those games. Best of all, Betts took off the All-Star game in Denver to get some rest, and it's paid off. He has 7 hits in his last 9 at-bats, covering 2 games since the All-Star break. That's why Mookie Betts is this week's homeboy. That's our show for this week. I'm Rob Parker. We'll see you again next weekend. And all week long, check in on MLBbro.com for the best coverage of black and brown major leaguers.